Hello, I am Test Drive and welcome to episode 13 of Forza Motorsport 2, where in this episode we are going to be doing the 6-cylinder Showoff. Engine type must be 6-cylinder, and here are the cars I'm racing against. So here's the interesting thing. I've picked an interesting car already to buy to do this, because obviously I don't want to use basic cars that you win from stuff. And that car is going to be nothing other than the 2003 Hyundai Tuscany Elisa, aka the Tiburon GT V6. And that's because it's just a weird car that I don't think I used in Forza 1, even though it is in Forza 1. I'm in yellow, because I've seen a lot of these in yellow. But it's basically the Korean domestic market version of the Tiburon GT V6. So we're going to upgrade it, because D217 is not going to do very well against like C455 cars. But we're going to upgrade. Should I put a supercharger on it? I'm putting a supercharger on it. And we'll do a little bit more power. And a little bit more power. And I spent way too much money on this car. But it has body kits too, by the way. I forgot about that. Oh god, they're ugly. They're like Midnight Club 3 bumpers. Literally, the Razzie one is a Midnight Club 3 bumper. That's an interesting spoiler. It goes out very far from the back of the car. And that one's just ugly. Yeah, I'll keep the stock one. What we got for rear bumpers? God, they're all so ugly. Side skirts. Pretty ugly, not gonna lie. Nah, I'm not gonna buy the hood. I'm gonna just get tires, I guess. I like how the PI changes based on like the brand of tire I get. So I see 441 was the highest. Yeah. Very far from the back of the car. You know, I'm a poet and I didn't know it, obviously. All right. Anyways, I'll do a little bit of weight reduction because this car is kind of heavy. 455, perfect. That's exactly the same PI as the Golf I'm going to be racing. So we're going to just go ahead and race this car. This is going to be interesting. Don't know if I've ever actually used this car in this game. There we go. We won the Tommy Cara R34. We showed the opponents and stuff. So we got Sunset Peninsula infield, 1, or short, whatever. Tsukuba full, and New York. I was going to say New York short, but there is no New York long in this game. That was only in Forza 1. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh. Holy crap, I've been streaming for 50 minutes already. I kind of started almost exactly at 5 o'clock. It's 5:50 right now. Alrighty, so there we go. Yada, yada, yada. I could have used the 06 Eclipse, but oh well. I'll use it in something else, don't worry. I have to use the 4th Gen Eclipse in something. This car's kind of an interesting sound to it. Funny thing, my dad had a, I think it was like a 95. God, it shifts so slow. Not like a 95 Dodge truck with the baldest Hoosier tires. Like, the truck was sliding down the rollback that he was trying to put it onto. Excuse me, Versa Volkswagen. But I just remember that they were Hoosier tires. I don't know why I remember that specifically. It was like 10, 15 years ago that this happened, by the way. But I just remember they had Hoosier tires. And I was like, haha, funny name. Funny tire name, haha. Big ha-has. Hello, Lofted Club. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, I forgot these are 6 speeds too. What a strange combination of things. And it's like the car that nobody cares about from like the sport coupe that nobody cares about from the early 2000s. Or really any of them, because they made them all up until, what, 2010, 2011? But, like, I never hear anything about Tiburons at all. I only hear about, like, you know, Eclipses and stuff like that. Even the 3rd gen Eclipse and 4th gen Eclipse are more popular than the Tiburons, I feel. The 3rd gen, I mean, I guess it was still a good car. I don't know. I've never actually been around one. I like the 1st gens, though. I was really tempted to buy a really cheap and low mile 1st gen Tiburon. Like, when I say 1st gen, it was like the one before the weird round headlights. It was like the 96, 95 Tiburon. And I was like, that's really tempting, because it had like 60,000 miles on it. It was like $1,600 bucks. But I was like, eh. It was in like East St. Louis, and I was like, I don't want to go to East St. Louis to buy a high-end Tiburon. It probably is, honestly. I don't know if they changed it a lot throughout its years of production. Ooh, 4,200 credits. More and more credits. It's good, because I just used a shitload of credits buying and upgrading this car. And by shitload, I mean like 15,000. Still too much. Absolutely too much. I don't want to get shot over Hyundai. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, ZX3 SVT and sometimes we get a funny thing. Funny story I have about a ZX3 SVT. Not that I had, or not that I drove, but I took my 4-cylinder 5-speed 1998 Ford Ranger up to Gateway Motorsports, well, it's Worldwide Technology Raceway, whatever it is now. But they had a fun Ford weekend going on there, and I took my truck there for one reason specifically, and that was to do the autocross they had. I was like, I'm gonna do this autocross, and it was in, you know, I was in a 4-cylinder Ranger extended cab, and the funny thing is that it was me. There was a Miata that was also running the track every now and then. There was a guy in a really high-powered old Maverick that kept spinning out. I watched him spin out in the autocross in like the long sweeping turn like 3 or 4 times, and there might have been an Escort or something too. But the one that I noticed was an SVT Focus, a ZX3 SVT. And the funny thing about that was that my best time was like a 33 flat on the autocross in my Ranger. The best time I saw the Focus, there was 2 guys in the Focus. The best time I saw them do was like a 131, or not 131, 31.5. So I was like a second and a half off of beating a Focus SVT in a stock Ranger. Nah, I still wouldn't do that, honestly. I just avoid East St. Louis at all costs. The only reason I go there is if I have to go there for work, which is not very often, luckily. My Ranger had 118 horsepower, and it weighed probably 400 pounds more than the Focus. Why Forza 2? I don't know. I did Forza 1 back in like 2017. What do you mean, why Forza 2? I haven't done it yet on this channel, so therefore, or on my current channel. I'm sitting in a really stupid position. I'm just like sitting here with my arms up on the armrest like this, just like a little fucking gremlin. Let's stop doing that. What the hell did I do? I knocked something over with my feet. Bug! Get off of monitor. I need that. I don't know. It seemed like they were pushing the car pretty hard. I think they were pushing it too hard, honestly, and they were going way too wide in turns and nearly hitting cones on the outside. Plus, it's, you know, front-wheel drive, so it's going to have a lot of understeer. Even though my Ranger had quite a bit of understeer, for whatever reason. But yeah, they were not doing that well. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. It was like maybe a year since, like, between me finishing Forza 1 and starting this one. Why does it matter? Like, I'm just playing games to completion. I'm not like marathoning the Forza games like Rhino did. Also, speaking of marathoning games for Let's Plays, I have a really silly idea of a marathon. Yeah, I've had a bunch of channels. Right now I'm down to 2. Yes, I did say marathon games. And I was talking about I have an idea for a marathon to do. And it's going to be much sillier than any other marathon I've ever seen. And I'm not going to say what it is until I get there. Anyways, I won. And we're almost level 15. I need a few more races to get it, though. I honestly don't even know what the Koroku games. I mean, it's not silly as in long. It's just silly as in the games I'm going to be playing. They're racing games, but they're not like a racing games out of a bunch of racing games out of one series. Much sillier than that. But yeah, I pretty much have 2 channels now. I have my real life video channel, which just hit 7,500 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And I have the channel this is going up on to Test Drive. Because you see, going back to the whole marathon thing, no, Siri, I did not say the word that you wanted me to say. I said I see. Or now see, or something like that. Ah, you bastard. So much damage from a little boop. I think I would still get, like, stupidly burnt out. Well, imagine a Need for Speed marathon. It's almost like somebody's doing one of those right now. Well, not literally right now, but during this time of the year. Insane Train's first one. Huh. Interesting. But I feel like no matter what I played, I would get burnt out. Because, like, a lot of racing games, you know, are really long. This game's going to be like 50-something hours long. Forza 1 was 50 hours long. Forza 3 and 4, hella long. And just Need for Speed just has so many fucking games. So, my marathon idea has a fair amount of shorter games that are all a bit different to each other. Christian was track in a Forza game. No, this is a Forza track that ended up in a Gran Turismo game. Get it right. Because Forza 1 definitely came out before Gran Turismo 4, right? But this whole marathon thing is still an idea, and will come around when it comes around. But you better be prepared for it when it happens. You better. Gran Turismo 4 came out in like December of 2004, and Forza 1 came out in like, I think it was like March or May 2005. Something like that. I have so many Twitch notifications. The funny thing, I was just playing Gran Turismo 4 yesterday, as I've mentioned a couple times already. Even though this isn't Forza 1, it's close enough. It's a car from Forza 1 on a track from Forza 1 in a different Forza game. It's close enough. Probably coincidence, because considering I don't know how hard it would be, or you know, it's pretty hard to just make a city track where there's city blocks and stuff in a different like layout. Because like I've been to New York City, I've been on this road. These roads are all real roads that exist. Like I've stood in the middle of this track area. And I looked both directions. I looked at both sides. Except for it's weird because there's only the tall ass building on that side. Wait, actually, there might be one on this side. When I think about it, I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I was gonna look at that. Oh well. Rip. I didn't take a picture of this car for a thumbnail, did I? And that was the last race, wasn't it? Hyundai level 2 reward. Nice. Something like that. Test drive route 246. Something like that. Damn it, I'm gonna have to get a thumbnail, whatever. So we got the Skyline Tommy Care R34, which I'm probably honestly gonna sell to get money. I don't really need it. I don't really want it. I don't really care to use it. So we're probably gonna sell it and get money out of it. Actually, no, we can't because it's 100 credits. Duh. Anyways, that will conclude this episode of Forza 2, not 1. And in the next episode, we will be taking on the Sports Car Classic because I have a few that I can use. So we'll figure out one of the cars I have to use for that. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.